In a world where not all things can be explained, we turn to those with experience and the knowledge to help us. So join us as we explore the paranormal crossings into the unknown.
Welcome to Paranormal Crossings into the Unknown. What are you doing? Okay, video is so bad. It's so bad. Like, if I didn't know you so well, I would think you're just nuts. Wait, you are.
Hey, she is.
You guys. I don't know if I can do this interview tonight. I don't know. All right, here we go. I can be professional. Okay. All right. Hi, welcome to Paranormal. Why am I looking at the camera? God, I'm not. Jeez. You guys are me off. All right. Put the camera. Okay. Here, let me talk to Roxy. All right.
This is Rose.
Rose. Okay, sorry. I don't know. I can't tell the dogs apart. They look alike. Okay. Hi, welcome to Paranormal Crossings. Right, take 4. Okay. Deep breath, inhale. Hi, welcome to Paranormal Crossings. I can hear an echo still. I can hear myself echoing. Hello, hello. Okay. Hi, welcome to Paranormal Crossings into the Unknown. I'm your host, Aaron Collins. I'm here with my co-host, James Mitchell.
How's it going, Aaron?
Oh, I'm doing great, James. How are you doing?
Oh, no, I'll tell you after this episode.
Oh, this the Paranormal Crossings into the comedy unknown.
Right.
My goodness. This only took about 10 takes. That's all right. But so we have very special guests tonight who have been very great close friends of mine for many, many years. Actually, they're more like sisters, and which is why we're laughing, because
special.
Well, and if everyone could actually see the video of Wendy right now, she's reverted back to about 10 years old. In the song, "The Wheels on the Bus Go Round and Round" are going through my head right now. And so, anyway, no, we have a very special show tonight who also, they also have a podcast. And we'll have them talk about their podcast and as well as all the other wonderful things that they do. And so, without talking about anything else, let's just interview. So,
You may as well.
yeah. Would you like to introduce them, or would you like me?
I'll let you. You're the host. I know.
You're fading in and out.
You're fading bad.
We're fading?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can hardly hear you.
Really?
Yeah.
Because we're not laughing anymore.
Huh.
We should.
June, do you have headphones you can listen to, or listen to this through?
Yeah.
We never echo.
We never echo. We never use headphones.
Huh.
Boys, I'm telling you.
It's your head. That's what it is.
I've never heard echoes with other interviews.
We're
This is
special.
us.
I know. Huh. Very strange.
Yes, we are, and proud of it.
Darn.
Oh, my.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I think it's coming from your end, the echo part. Oh, I don't hear it now. Oh yeah, I do. Oh my gosh, this is gonna drive me nuts the entire show.
Well, see, we don't hear it.
Are you still? Am I still fading?
You're better now.
Okay. All right. Let me just start over. I'm going to start this over again. Just drive me. I'm taking me though.
He's kind of blocked the in and out.
There we go. All right.
Now I make the faces I want to.
I'm going to turn this around so I can't see. But then it's up on top. Like full screen of Wendy.
No. That's so wrong in so many ways.
All right, so let's go ahead and start this over again. I don't hear an echo anymore. Maybe it was June's video.
Where'd June go?
You there?
I de-videoed.
Oh. Yeah, I don't hear an echo anymore.
Fine. I'll be okay.
Oh, that could be. A lot better. Wow. Okay. Maybe turn your video off also. Oh, yours is off. Okay. Okay. Let's go ahead and start again. Hi, welcome to Paranormal Crossings Into the Unknown. I'm your host, Aaron Collins, and my co-host, James Mitchell. Tonight we have two very special guests who have been close friends of mine for many, many years. They're also part of our paranormal investigative team, as well as their own paranormal team, which is Ghosting Girls Paranormal, and they also have their own podcast as well. And so we'll have them talk all about their podcast and all the other things that they do. And we'll also talk about Ghosting Girls Paranormal International, which I'm excited for them to talk about as well. So let's go ahead and anything to say. Do you have anything to say with our guest tonight?
I can't have issues. Not at the moment.
Okay. All right. So let me introduce to you two wonderful people, two amazing women, strong women, who are very good and wonderful in this field. Psychic medium, demon seer, just a medium, intuitive, and just all around two great, wonderful people, June Lundgren and Wendy Stanton. Welcome to the show.
Hello.
Hi, guys.
Hello.
How are you?
Oh, we're good. Good. I'm good. How are you doing, James?
I think I'm doing better now.
Good. All right. Well, thanks for agreeing to come on.
Yeah, of course. We would always come on for you.
Oh, thank you. Well, we appreciate it. So let's start with a little bit about, well, let's talk about your podcast first. Since we're doing what you guys do as well, tell us a little bit about your podcast, the name of the podcast, and what it's about, and just that kind of stuff.
It's called The Dark Side of the Paranormal, and we interview most everyone, because we just love anything that's paranormal. We had Karen Anderson on last Wednesday and with animal communication.
Oh, she's awesome.
It was a blast.
Yeah, Karen's a wonderful person. She's an animal communicator. But people have been after me for years to do a podcast, and I keep telling them there's never enough hours in a day, but I decided to go ahead and do it. So we started the end of December, and we have some good upcoming guests that people will enjoy. It's just because it says the dark side doesn't mean we can't have other things, and we do. But
a lot of fun, and we laugh a lot.
Yeah, we like to have it very informal.
Well, and that's the way to do it, and that's kind of the way James and I do our show. We have a lot. It's definitely informal. We just have a lot of fun. We just go with it.
Well, and people need to feel comfortable with the stuff, because sometimes we touch on things that may not make people feel comfortable, and if we can be approachable, that might help a lot.
Well, that sounds good. And I listened to your live show with Seth Michael, and oh my gosh, and he's a dear friend and such a great guy, and that was such a great show as well. So I just love what you guys are doing.
We tried to make it interesting. I don't like scripted stuff, and we don't like same old, same old. So we're trying to be spontaneous and yet give information and to help people.
Right.
We want to be approachable.
Say that again, Wendy?
We want to be approachable.
Right. I agree. Well, and, a lot of our guests ask me beforehand, well, what do you want to talk about? And like I told June earlier, everything, anything and everything, nothing scripted. I don't have questions already lined up. It's just informal, and that's the way I like it. And so people want to know, and especially since the three of us did Ghost Adventures, they want to know a lot of, they have a lot of questions, especially for you two. Of course, June being a demon seer, they want to know more about that. Do you feel comfortable now talking a little bit about your abilities with that? And then we'll get back to Wendy as to what she experienced at the lighthouse.
Yeah, I've always seen demonics all my life, and I've never interacted with them, just, watch them, listen to them, and see what they do, how they do things. And then in 1988, I was in a motorcycle accident and I died. And that's when they told me, Michael on the other side, the archangel said, this is who you are. You have the soul of Ariel, the archangel, and you need to start doing the things that you've always done in all your other lives, which is, fighting demons and removing them. And so I try to help as many people as I can with that. It's not for everyone. It's a calling, really. It's something that you're called to do. And I don't call myself a demonologist because I don't like it because it has negative connotations with it. I've run into a few fakes, and that just really bothered me. So my grandmother said, well, you just call yourself what we do in the old country, and that's a demon seer, someone who can see them, hear them, communicate with them, and remove them, and in some cases, destroy them. So that's why I chose the name Demon Seer. I can remove demons from a distance as well as in person. And Zach found that out on the show. I told him, I said, you don't want to see what I see? And he's like, yeah, I do. I'm like, no, you'd be sorry.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of stuff that went, that you and I filmed that is on the cutting room floor. There's a lot of stuff that they don't see.
Right.
I might see it later, and if they do those after pulses or whatever it is that they do, and then they'll see some of it. But the public will never know how much happened, and how much it affected Zach. Running out of the hotel right after that. He just, I don't know. Anyway, so it was quite interesting.
It was. In fact, I was there. Well, Christina and I both were there, and Wendy. The three of us were there when you did that, and then Zach ran out, and then the producer came up and got you and said, Zach needs you right now to take this from him. And you just looked at us and said, I told you, and it's no joke, and so I know firsthand from being with you when you've done these removals and things like that, how dangerous and how serious this really is. And so I can't, go ahead.
Believe it or not, I've had people say, I want you to teach me how to summon a demon. And I'm like, looking at him like,
what?
The heck are you coming from with that? I said, I said I'd get rid of them. I don't call them up. Thank you very much.
No.
Neither should you, because there are ramifications.
Yep.
Wow.
I had the people
are strange. In fact, I had one just last week ask me about that. And I'm like, really? I don't think so.
Oh, my gosh.
Understand.
I had one blocked, and I got a hold of June, And I said, okay, here's what's going on. And we were both like, wait, she wants what? And it's like block. You try to, because no, you don't want that in your world. You're trying to make the world a better place.
Right. Why would somebody want to conjure up a demon? What is their purpose for this?
I asked, I said, why would you want to do something like that? Curiosity. I said, well, you know what they said, curiosity kills the cat.
Absolutely.
And there are consequences to this.
Wow.
And she's like, what do you mean? I'm like, your life goes to hell in a handbasket, man. And you go financially down the tube, emotionally, mentally, physically, causes health problems, cancer, all kinds of things. And it's like, that's the reason you don't want to do it.
Wow.
Well, Aaron, when we've had to deal with some pretty serious life-altering crap, you seen stuff and know why you don't want to call that stuff to you.
Yeah. I have to say this publicly right now, since I have both of you on the show. There is one thing that I was upset that they edited when I was on Ghost Adventures. Excuse me. So I need to clarify something. When they showed me speaking about what happened to me about being attacked, what I said was, when I go with June and Wendy to do demonic removals, what they put in was, when I do demonic removals. That's what made it on TV. I never said I do demonic removals, and that really upset me, to be honest. That was the only thing they misrepresented me on. Everything else was fine. But that was the one thing that really upset me. It made it look like I get rid of demons, and I don't. The full statement was, I go with June and Wendy to do demonic removals, assist them in doing demonic removals. And I made that clear to Zach during the interview. It's funny how Hollywood, whoever, gets a hold of the interview, and then they chop things down and only put in what they see fit. And like I said to other people, I didn't get paid to do this show. I'm not an actor. It's not scripted. This was something that happened to me. It was horrible. And
you were there when it happened to you.
Yeah,
exactly. And it affected my family in a very bad way for a very long time, until, thank God for June, when she came into the purge. And maybe we should take this opportunity just for a moment.
You're cutting up, Aaron. You're cutting up really bad.
Okay. Maybe we should take a moment to have June, maybe you can explain what you did for me as far as the purge.
Did you understand him, June?
You're cutting up in and out.
June, are you gone?
June, are you there?
June.
Hello?
June. Is she coming back?
Did we lose June?
Yeah.
I think I'm here.
Oh.
There you are.
Oh, there you are.
Yeah, Aaron, you're like waving in and out, close and far and close and far. Really weird.
All right, Michael, stop that stuff.
Come on, put back up.
Not you, Michael, the other Michael.
So if I drop out of this call, will it hang everybody up?
I don't know.
I don't think it will, but we need you on here. You're part of the whole thing.
Oh. Sorry. One of the dogs jumped off my lap and then screwed everything up.
No, you sounding better now.
Yeah, you are.
Dog's fine.
Okay.
There, you sound better. Stronger.
Better now?
Yeah.
Okay.
all you need to do is have dog jump off you.
How are we now?
Yeah.
Is that better? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't remember where we were. I know all this can be edited. Okay. Thank you. So maybe what we should do is June. I said thank God for June because had you not come and got rid of the attachment that I had, I would still be in trouble, and so would my family. And apparently there was a cord still attached to me. In June, you came and you got rid of this cord. You cut this cord and you did a purge. So maybe you can explain what you did for me, because I was still, even after during the interview, it was still attached. And for a week after, it was still that bad. You came and you really rescued me, to be honest. That following Saturday, I believe, after the interview.
Yeah, it was.
We were.
You have to do the purge when you have an attachment like that. That's still part of it was still like kind of attached. It's almost like a thread that's attached. So you have to go and lay hands on you and remove the attachment, and then purge your body, mind, and spirit with the white light of God.
Okay.
And that's how you have to do it to purge the attachment. Even though most of the attachment was gone, there was still a little bit of thread left behind, negative energy that was just kind of like festering.
Okay.
I mean, this started right there when we were waiting for June. Do you remember that she'd wanted to do something for somebody and their eyes had turned black, and the whatever it was looked at me, and all of a sudden it was like somebody ripped my neck apart and I almost fell off the sofa, Aaron?
Was this the intense one that took over 3 hours?
No.
Talking about at the GAC thing, at the Norblad. Remember when I went to give a necklace to somebody?
Oh, yes. Yes.
And it nailed me, and you were like,
oh, yeah.
And yeah, it took several days for me to get over that. Thank God I wasn't working at the time.
Right.
It's like, I did it. I was able to get it done, but it affected all of us in different ways.
Yes.
You know, I mean, for somebody to say,
that's what made it worse for me.
Yeah.
You know, being above the area where that was festering below.
Yeah. That old demon was there, and then there was a lesser demon, and some of the little creepy crawly guys were hanging around there. And they told me straight up, don't take anything out until after we've done the investigation.
And that's so right.
You know, I'm like, okay, not. The old demon's too powerful to leave down there. There was no way I was going to do that. No way.
Well, that was, it was definitely intense. And for that person to reject the way he did, he basically has rejected God, which he told me himself. I had a private conversation with him outside, and that's basically what he told me.
And I don't believe in God. I said, well, that's funny. God believes in you, and so does
That's exactly it.
And it's heartbreaking because he's a good man. This person is a very good person.
Absolutely.
And this thing is not completely on him. It comes and goes. But let me tell you, June knows, Christina knows, we were all a hurting group after the end of that whole thing.
Oh,
we may not have been there for a long period of time for that portion of it, but when we got together after the fact, it was like, can we go home? Can we make it home? You know?
Yeah. Well, and it's funny enough, not funny. Let me retract that. The night before my interview and your interview, June, my as in yours, a very close friend of mine I've known since high school, his brother died under suspicious circumstances. And he was only 36. And that was horrible to find out. I knew his brother very well. And then things just kind of steamrolled that whole week. And then Zach mentioned during the interview to me, but it didn't make it show. I think we were just kind of talking, and he was about.
You're getting bad again, Aaron. You're getting bad again.
Okay. It seems like when I talk in full sentences, that's when I'm going out. June, can you hear me okay?
It's in and out, so.
Yeah.
How about on your end? I don't either.
In and out.
I've got bars on.
What are you trying to tell me? What are you trying to say?
It's us. We know it. It's us. We know it. We're used to it.
Such abuse.
Oh, for goodness sakes. I don't know what to do about it. Well, actually, I do. I'm going to hang up. I'm going to join James on his.
Okay.
Okay. And so I can plug into his. We can both have ours going. All right. So I'm going to hang up.
We apologize to anybody. We are sorry. This is a Skype type issue. We have no control over it. Thank you for hanging in with us. Yep.
The little growling in the background is just extra stuff for you.
You growl here, some gripes here. You know, we'll get her done. We're used to this stuff.
Okay. That's
better. Yay.
Our boy.
Is that a lot better?
Oh, yeah.
It's our brother. There's our brother.
See?
And how's James?
It's been pretty good. Hello?
Well, he doesn't talk much, so how do we know things?
You'll know when the time's right.
There we go.
Can you hear James?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, they can hear me just fine, Aaron. I think it's your tablet.
So you guys heard James just fine just now?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I can't hear him over the headset. That's why I was wondering.
Gotcha.
Okay. So am I cutting in and out at all?
Nope.
Okay, that was the problem. It was my tablet. Okay. Michael, when do we need to break for a commercial?
Okay.
Oh.
I didn't know if we were live or not, so I'm like,
No, we're not live. No, we never. We don't do a live show. Yeah.
Chicken.
Okay. All right. Well, because Joel always has me mention going to a commercial break for the show. Yeah, I need to take a 2-second or 2-minute break, run to the restroom. So, okay. How much time do you, June, and Wendy have to keep going?
We have time.
Yeah, Wendy, you?
I'm doing great.
Okay. All right.
Just
Then
keep me fine.
let me lead us into a commercial break, and then we'll take a couple of minutes, and I'll run to the restroom real quick.
Okay.
Okay. Well, stay tuned. After this short commercial break, we'll come back, and we are talking to Ghosting Girls Paranormal, as well as the podcast Dark Side of the Paranormal with June Lundgren and Wendy Stanton. We'll be right back. Dun, dun, dun.
So good.
All right.
He does
Give me a minute.
I'll be back.
I'm going to put my phone down. I'll be back.
Wendy's going to get more wine, huh? June, you there? Maybe she stepped away for a minute. Yeah.
Are you kidding? I ran out of wine in the first 20 minutes.
Oh.
I go pick up my ship from Hood River on Sunday, so we'll be good. Let's do a redo.
Got a whole bottle sitting there waiting?
Sure. Yeah. Hell yeah. Get your wine, do the producer thing, sitting on your bed, dude. See, I want to be upstairs so that everybody else in the household can listen to the TV and everything on the maid floor. Hi, June.
Oh, my hard drive is toast.
Oh, it was?
Yeah. $500 to recover the data? I don't think so.
Was your book in there? You told me it was not in there.
No. A lot of it's already on my cloud, but it's the principle of it.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. I mean, $500 to extract is ridiculous.
Great. Insane.
Yep.
My babies are doing good. They're sleeping right now. They go to bed about 7 o'clock.
They're up and won't working.
Hola. Hola. All right.
Hola.
James just ran upstairs to get us a quick refreshment. We can't stand watching Wendy drink wine anymore, so we're going to get a little bit of Jack.
Yeah, I'm moving on to something else next. I'm not sure what.
And I don't drink. I haven't had a drink. Well, gosh, it's been a while. Well, Wendy, we all went to the bar Gresham that time. That was cool.
It was in August. That was awesome. We need to do that again.
Yes, we do. And June needs to come with us next time. And Michael, you'll have to fly in.
Yeah, there we go.
Well, you'll have to spend the night.
Yep. Uber our sister back and forth.
Actually, Michael, you and Joel need to come down next year to the Oregon Ghost Conference.
Yeah.
What?
Really?
Yeah. Oh.
Really? Huh. Well,
How many years has it been?
Oh, geez.
Ridiculous.
That's ridiculous.
Exactly. Bring his family with him?
Yeah, and she's part of the tribe up there.
Yeah.
Does he have dual citizenship?
My turn to take a break.
Okay. Hey, go ahead, Jim.
Bad American boy. So can he bring the family with him down here?
Wow.
Oh, bless Lord, I better check on him. You feel bad.
Start praying for him.
Amen.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, I guess we best reach out to him and let him know we're here to support him.
Absolutely. He said he was going to touch base with me this week and kind of let me know what's going on and stuff. So, yeah, that sucks, man.
Yeah, and poor Michael got stuck with us three giggling girls the other night. Did you hear that whole thing the other night?
Who else was it? Oh, Karen?
Listen, it was June, Karen, and I, and we had a blast.
Oh, that's cool. That's hilarious.
Yep, got it. Here you go.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, we have so much fun with her, and she reminds me of my Aurora as an adult.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I was sitting there thinking, oh my gosh, that would be Rory when she's older. It's like, oh, that's crazy. And I heard the growls. Heather and I listened to the show last night. Did you hear the growls, Michael? And the dude's voice, and yeah, go listen to our show. You'll hear dudes' voices and growls.
Is this the one with Karen?
Yeah.
Oh man, I got to listen to it then. Oh, I don't doubt it. You know. Oh, thank you. Yeah. Wow. Wow. Thank you.
Was it our England interview when it was nothing pretty much but like praying Irish girls and stuff?
Keep going. Yep. That's good. Thank you. Wow. Yeah, I don't doubt it. You know, Michael, the first time I had June on my TV show, Paranormal Crossings, the original Paranormal Crossings, I had just met her, invited her on the show, and recorded 2 shows that night. It was another lady and then June. And I went to come into the TV studio to do the editing because I also did all the editing for my shows. And I edited the first show, and then June was the second one that I recorded, and there was nothing there. Now, this was all on the same hard drive, and I was just dumbfounded. I couldn't understand what happened. So I looked and looked everywhere, couldn't find it. I went and got their tech people who are just top-notch people in the field. They couldn't find it. They couldn't figure it out. They called in other people. They couldn't find it. They couldn't explain how a second show that was recorded on the same hard drive was gone. They couldn't explain it. And I was so embarrassed. June kept sending me messages asking, so when's the show going to air? Because, I have my friends and family asking when this is going to air. And I finally had to tell her, I am so sorry, but your show is not on the hard drive. And you know what her response was? Well, it's okay. I expected that. And I said, what do you mean? And she said, well, they told me they didn't want me there. And I said, who's they? I didn't know June very well at all. And she said, oh, the dark side doesn't want me there. And they made sure I wasn't going to be on there. And I was like, oh my God. So I said, would you mind coming back and redoing the interview? And she said, absolutely. And this time I'll bring Michael. And I said, Michael? I said, who's Michael? And she said, Michael, the Archangel. And I said, oh. And I'm kind of thinking, she's a little cuckoo, this lady is going to bring Michael the Archangel. Well, I kid you not, man. She brought Michael the Archangel, and so the show went well. And then all of a sudden, I said, so during the show, I said, and I'll send you a clip. I'll send you the link to this too, Michael, so you can see it. But I kid you not, of all the TV show Paranormal Crossings that I did, never caught any EVPs, never caught anything paranormal. But June shows up, says she comes with Michael the Archangel, and I said during the show, I said, so you said you brought Michael with you, and I explained on camera what happened to the first show, for the public to hear. And I said, so where's Michael right now? And she said, he's up on the ladder. So I had the camera guys flip the camera around thinking, well, maybe we'll catch something on camera. Of course, we didn't see anything. And she said, well, wait a minute. Michael said he'll come behind us. And all of a sudden, my wife says, wait a minute. I feel the air conditioning has been blowing on me the whole time because she was my co-host. And she said, all of a sudden, I felt a break in the air. And all of a sudden, I felt something. Hello, we're talking about you. And I said, I felt something behind me and something in my heart. And June said, well, Michael's standing right behind you now. And I said, well, could I see him? And without warning, she reaches over and touches my forehead. And I kid you not, I see a wingspan coming from behind me and June, probably 12 feet. It was the most majestic thing I had ever seen in my life and scared me, but I tried not to show that on TV, of course, and then kind of retracted his wing back behind me. And I was just in awe. Well, anyways, so speeding forward, we're done with the interview, and we're getting ready to walk out of the television studio. And all of a sudden, June stops right in front of me. She turns around, she points at me and says, Michael says, be careful when editing because you might edit it out. And I said, okay. And I'm thinking, what is she talking about? So my wife and I go home about 2-something in the morning. I record all the shows on Blu-ray. So I'm my worst critic. We all are. And so I watch the show. What can I do better? Blah, blah, blah. Anyways, throughout the show, it was, what time was that, June? 37 minutes and 14 seconds? Something? I can't remember.
I think it's like 35 point something or something like that.
Yeah, so we get to that point, and I'm sitting on the couch, and all of a sudden, we hear this thing. I'm not going to tell you, Michael, because I want you to watch it. But all of a sudden, we hear this thing, and I throw myself off the couch, and I go, what the fuck? I mean, I was like, oh, my God. My wife goes, what? And I'm standing right in front of the TV because it's mounted on the wall, the flat screen, and I rewind it, and I must have played it 35 times saying, what the fuck, every time, because I couldn't believe it. And I couldn't wait to get a hold of June, but I couldn't do it at 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. But the next day, and then she told me what it was, and it made sense. But I'll send you a link and the time to listen to it. And oh my gosh, you'll be amazed.
Send it to me too.
All right, I'll send it to you.
Yeah, where'd you go?
Yeah, she does.
June's off and running again.
We lost June again.
Wendy needs a refill.
Oh, Wendy, do you need a refill?
We'll find some more somewhere.
Well, we're good.
We're good.
Hey.
Okay.
To Paranormal Crossings, into the unknown. Little gentleman Jack for the two of us.
Absolutely.
Actually, turn the camera on for a second. We can show him.
What?
Turn the camera on. We can show him.
Oh, well, hell. Camera right here.
There we go.
Hey.
Oh, there we go. A little.
There we're all set.
So we're all set.
Coffee.
Well, that's what I should be drinking, you know.
No.
It's a special night.
Sometime. Come on.
It's a special night. Actually, Michael.
You'll have a refill. Oh.
This is for you.
You're going to go. Oh.
Okay, so let's get back to this show, shall we?
Sure.
Oh, fine.
Okay. The show is shot. Oh, yeah.
It was 30 seconds in.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, so, all right. So, we were leading into commercial, and
I can't remember.
Okay, so we're coming back from commercial break. We had talked about the purge, and then okay. So welcome back to Paranormal Crossings. We're here with June Lundgren and Wendy Stanton, and we were talking about Ghosts and Girls Paranormal. So why don't we talk a little bit about that? As everyone knows that both of you are part of NW Paranormal Investigative Team, and at a certain point, June and I were guests on Clyde Lewis's Ground Zero, and the title was Demon Seer. And once June got on that show, June, you had, 200 emails just that week after being on the show?
In the first week.
Okay.
It was crazy.
In the first
week. Yeah.
What sparked you to start Ghosts and Girls, and how you got started with the Ghosts and Girls Paranormal, and then kind of go from there?
Ghosts and Girls sprung from, for years I've been doing removals by myself, And then I met Wendy, and I had to see if she was scared of them or not first. Michael the Archangel said, just give it a try, So then, she started coming with me on these things, on the removals and things like that. And then we did, I was doing so many removals, and Wendy and I were doing so many that it was just a huge call for it. And so I said, okay, so why don't we just, branch off, and we'll do the part that not everybody likes, nobody wants to do, which is the removal of negative entities. And it's not for everybody. I would not take just anybody. We do not have people come with us unless they know what they're getting into. So needless to say, you're the only one who's gone with us on this type of thing. Because it's just not for, you have to know how to protect yourself. You have to know what you're getting into, and you can't have absolutely no fear.
Okay. So we take Heather only on the things that are not removals.
Yeah, once in a while she'll come on things that are not a removal, because I just don't want a chance. I don't need anybody hurt. I don't need anybody with attachments, anything like that.
Right.
She's not to want to go to. Yeah. She doesn't want to go if it's not right. So we're good there.
Yeah. And so there's a big call for it, and people find me, and when they need help, they'll email me. They'll see me on Ghost Adventures or heard me on podcasts, and they'll contact me with, their problems. Every now and then you'll get a strange one, but for the most part, these are legitimate, concerns. But every now and then you'll get a weird one, unfortunately.
With the removals, does it normally just go in once or several times?
The thing is, usually you only have to go once, and you remove whatever's there. If I do it in person, I can do it actually by distance. And the only time usually you have to go back is if there's, we had a case in Tigard where we did the removal, we laid down, the black salt was laid down, but then the black salt line got broken because they built a house next door. And so we had to go back in and do another removal. Or if a person says to me, I have this attachment and I need to have it removed, when in reality, they don't want to remove it. I can always tell. And I'll tell them, you don't want this removed. I can't remove something that you don't want removed. It'll come back again and again.
Well, not only that, the previous one, there is a member of the household who used to delve into the black arts and is unwilling to let go of them, come and face us so that we can all deal with it. So it should be any time now that we hear from them to go back for a third time.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's the one drawing it in. They've lost animals. A sickness. They have an elder there. They have little tiny ones. And it's like the poor woman that lives there knows we're going to have to come back. She admits it. She's aware of it. I mean, when somebody is bringing it in but is unwilling to deal with it, there's nothing we can do to alter it at this point.
Wow.
So when it gets to that point, when do you say enough is enough? I mean, if you're going, 2-3 times, I mean, after a while, I would think you would be done. There's nothing else to do.
To us,
yeah, it gets to the point where we try to help as much as we can. And if we have to go back a couple times, okay. But, third time's charm. After that, that's it.
I mean, with any luck, it'll happen because the rest of the family is almost held hostage to his lack of ability to accept his part in it. And it's like, if we don't go back, we can't help the rest of the family who needs the help. They don't want to deal with it.
Oh, true. I didn't think of that.
Yeah, if you don't go back,
Yeah.
they're miserable. They've lost animals to this thing, and it's like he will come out and go back into his room. He won't look at us. He won't talk to us. And the woman there is like, this is what happened. This is what's going on. We can't force him to deal with it. But how do you turn it back on the rest of the family?
That's true.
That's true.
I think I was under the assumption it was the person that's doing it kept calling you back.
No.
Okay, that makes sense.
We did have a case. We did have a case like that.
Mm-hmm.
Out of Vancouver, Washington.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, does that happen often?
I think we've had about 5. Haven't we had about 5 or 6? This person dabbles in it. She's got kids, and she still continues to do it. And she meets other people, and she has attachments, and then they end up with attachments. She literally infects them.
Wow.
Yep. And then sends them to us after asking us to help her conjure the dark side.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. I blocked her. I contacted June ASAP so she'd know what was going on. She wanted us to come back, help her. Well, she didn't want the help.
No.
So it's almost like she's doing her best to attack us, and she'll send these poor people who have no clue what's going on. They'll just honestly tell us, well, this person sent us. Can you help us? And we do our best to help them. But if they go back to a person like that, we cannot alter the outcome.
Yeah.
We can't.
Do you ever just get tired? I mean, you're people, you're humans. Do you ever just get tired?
Ariel won't let me.
No.
Say that again, June.
Ariel won't let me.
She won't let you. Yeah, right.
Nope.
No, I have.
Keep going because it's God's.
Of course.
Exactly.
No, and being anointed by God and called by God, I understand the calling. And just to clarify, when you ask me to go with you on certain removals, I don't go as an investigator or anything like that. And I go as an ordained minister. So just so that the listeners understand why I'm chosen to go with you. But I've seen you.
Times they feel comforted. I said, I have a friend who's an ordained minister. I said, he can come with us if you feel more comfortable that way. You remember the episode we had in Battleground.
Oh.
Where this was before Wendy joined me. And it was a case of, he wanted to make sure I was Christian. I'm like, yeah, you can't do this without God.
Right.
But, people feel better sometimes if they're, I always offer.
Right. And I think that's great that you have that, whether it be me or someone else. I think it's great that you have that to offer people. It brings them comfort. It brings them peace. And just to have somebody who is, a minister to come in with you, I think it's great. And I think back on that one, June and Wendy, that we had in, I think it was in Portland, and it was the gentleman who was moving, and you looked at Wendy and said, "Why don't you take care of those?" And I looked at Wendy and I watched Wendy. Wendy, I'm talking to you. I watched you take care of the ones in the corner by the kitchen, and I was just amazed. I'm just like, you go, girl. I'm like, wow. I just, it's amazing to see you two do what you do, because not everybody can do this. Not everybody understands this. And I don't think we're supposed to all understand. But just thank God that God has given you guys the ability to do what you do, because these things are terrible. They're nasty and they are harmful, and it's no joke. And people don't understand that. And these people that are wanting to conjure these things up don't understand what they're wanting to do, or what they're potentially going to do, and the hell that they're going to raise by doing it. And look at the people
they have to pay for doing it.
Exactly.
Remember,
and the people that are surrounded by, their family members and friends and other people are affected, you know. And so, what were you saying, Wendy?
Just remember that one young woman we all dealt with when you saw, when we were standing there and we saw everything, and we cannot. That altered the way our hearts dealt with things, our mind. Because to be in the presence of the ultimate evil and the ultimate beauty, we had seen it. Yes. Yeah. I mean, I looked at you, you looked at me, we looked down that hall, then we looked to my right, and it's like, even 2 years later, it's like, did that really happen? Now,
I still think about it.
Yeah. You know, and my heart hurts.
Your life would never be dull with me.
Right? People saw this. They wouldn't want to conjure that black thing that came up the hall towards us.
Yeah. And you could feel the power. That's the thing. You could feel that power, that evil power, though. It wasn't the good light power that we felt to the right. It was the other evil power that you could feel. But we were safe. And we knew we were safe at the moment.
Sometimes you have to fight evil with evil.
Right. Well, I learned it that day.
Well, you know, and what it was awe-inspiring to me that big, beautiful hand was right next to me. Mm-hmm. Why were you next to me? Mm-hmm. You know, your brain doesn't. I remember texting both of you for several days, and all three of us were kind of knocked down a couple of pegs physically, and you know, it just. I know that I personally went home, thought about this poor person that had dealt with all this stuff and what we'd seen. And I was so glad it was just me in my house so I could sit there. I cried for a solid hour.
Oh, I bet.
Not only for this poor person, but did I really just see this, deal with this, go through this? Did Aaron, I remember you and I looking at each other like, holy crap.
Yeah.
There were no words. June's doing her thing. You know, we're all doing what we're supposed to do. You don't think about it until after the fact, because if you think about the reality of it during one of these things, you're screwed.
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. We would have fallen to our knees. I mean, it's just plain and simple. We're people. But we were there, we had a job to do, and that's how you have to treat it. And we were called by God to do a certain thing, and that's what we were there to do no matter what. But you're right. But once we left, we all were in the car going, are you kidding? Are you kidding? I mean, I couldn't, I was in awe. I just couldn't believe it.
And it's heartbreaking. When you think about, you know, if you try, we can't even wrap our brains around the millions or billions of people who are affected by these things.
Yeah.
We can't help all of them. God knows we would love to, but all the people that are affected in one way or the other by these things.
Right. Now, let me ask you a question for the public and those that are listening. Do you charge for your services?
No.
It's God, you know, it's a God-given gift, and so you freely give. All I ask is that people pass it on.
Right.
They pass on a good deed.
There are times people do donate because sometimes we, as you know, Aaron, sometimes we need to travel to a different state or another.
Right.
You know, if there's a bit of a donation, we appreciate it, but we don't, no way. We've heard stories about a person, I'm going to come and visit you 3 times. It's $1,200 a shot. What?
Right. Yeah, no, thank you. That's not right.
Yeah.
That's just not right. But no, I thought it was important to clarify the fact that you do not charge for these services, just like NW Paranormal Investigative Team does not charge for our services. And so I think that's number one. And how do you charge for a gift that has been given to you by God to do what you do? You just can't, in my opinion.
I've had people say, well, you know, like when I do things like that or investigations or even, you know, hands-on healing, because I was given the gift of the laying on of hands.
Right.
Well, we charge for it. We can't afford not to charge. I said, do I look rich? No. I said, but you can't afford. I can't afford to charge because that would degrade the gifts that were given to me.
Right.
You're supposed to freely give and have them just pass on a good deed.
Yep.
Right. I think that's special, And then why don't we talk a little bit about Ghost and Girls Paranormal International? How did this happen? Dun, dun, dun.
To visit my friends over there. And they're my friend Debbie and her daughter. They both have abilities. And her soon-to-be daughter-in-law as well. And so we went to the Chislehurst Caves. What was the name of that castle we went to?
Crap. Oh.
I don't know that one. Castle.
Hever Castle.
Hever. I loved it.
Okay.
Hever Castle.
How do you spell that?
All of these places have paranormal activity, and my friends are really into it and everything. And I told them, I said, well, listen, you guys are like doing your own thing, so why don't we just expand the group internationally? So they became Ghosts and Girls International UK.
Wow, that's awesome.
So there's a branch we have over there, and they'll do investigations, and people can get a hold of them. If you go to ghostsandgirls.com, you can find the international as well as the local.
That's great. How does that feel? Right.
They're big time now.
Exactly. We're talking to the big timers now. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's woohoo!
International ladies here. Hey, now. Now, you've investigated a little bit over there while you were there, correct?
Yes, there's a place called the Cage. It was a medieval women's prison. Mm-hmm. And a couple of years ago, I went to England in 2017. And my son and I flew there, and we had never been before. And we stayed at Greenwich Village and stuff. And a friend of mine says, give me a call, sent me a message on Facebook, says, give me a call. Mm-hmm. And I said, I can't. I'm in England. And she says, oh, when you're over there, see if you can help this woman. So this is her name, Vanessa Mitchell, and she has Yeah. Hello?
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 Michael, is that you? Oh, no.
Okay. All right.
Hi.
Aaron?
Yep.
Yep.
James?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
It's those darn demonics again. Stop it.
Yep.
So we went to England, and in 2017, there's a place called The Cage. I got a message from a friend. She said, can you help this woman? And I'm like, okay, what's her name? So I sent Vanessa Mitchell, who owns The Cage, a message on Facebook and went off to visit the Tower of London. And then I get a response when I get back, and she says, normally I don't answer these things, but something compelled me to, answer your query. And I said, well, just send me a picture of the house, and I'll remove the demon, because I can't make it. It's another few hours, and I can't make it over there.
Okay.
So she says, okay. So she sent me the pictures, and then I could see, my mind's eye, what was there. So I got on the treadmill and removed it.
Right, and that was 2017.
Yeah, she was having an American psychic go in there. Chris Fleming, he was going in there.
Right.
And he told her straight up, I don't do negatives. I don't want to go in anywhere where the people are negative.
Okay.
And I said, okay, just tell them they're gone, so don't worry about it. So when he went in the next morning, he says, "You're right, it's gone."
Wow.
I'm like, "Yeah, I know."
And you did that from a distance.
Yeah, from a distance. Yeah.
Wow.
It was a nasty old demon.
But you were in England. You just weren't at the cage.
Right.
You were about 4 hours away or something?
Yeah, I just couldn't get. And then I went to Hampton Court with Howard Hughes of the Unexplained Files, a friend of mine.
Uh-huh.
And I removed a demon from that. And it's on Ghosts and Girls Paranormal. Ghosts and Girls YouTube has a copy, you can see the video there of the removal.
Okay. Oh, I've seen that.
Yeah.
And that's on Ghosts and Girls on YouTube.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Ghosts Paranormal YouTube.
Awesome.
But and then this last time when I went over, of course, she didn't do the protection on the house, so you've got another demonic in there. So I removed it when I was there. And
at the cage.
At the cage, yeah. If you don't feel it, then you're going to get more in there because of all the dark energy that's there. And of course, it was these women were in that prison because they were being held as witches. Wow. And so it was a horrible place. You were held there and they didn't burn witches over there so much, they hung them.
Wow. Jeez. Yeah. Now, where were they hung there? Was it near the cage?
Yeah, it was. It would be equivalent to about a half a mile. It's called the Hanging Hill.
Oh wow!
There's a tree that we're all hung from there.
Wow! Oh my goodness, that's terrible.
They weren't fed. It was filthy conditions. Everything.
Wow! God, that's horrible. Wow. So you've got your books that you write. You've got your podcast. You've got the Ghost and Girls Paranormal. You've got so much going on. And then, do you have anything to do with the Ghost and Girls Paranormal, the international one, at all? Do you oversee that, or? Yeah, I oversee it, and if they have problems, I sent them some equipment. I'm actually packaging up a infrared camera to send them. Oh wow!
Their investigations.
Very
cool. They already had some equipment themselves. They've got 3 or 4 different ones on the books right now that they're going to be doing, and they're also going to be going to the Isle of Wight in June, and the museum is haunted.
My goodness!
Her house at one time, so they're going to go there to do an investigation.
Do you have anything else that you have that's coming up that you can tell us about?
The Oregon Ghost Conference is coming up, and it's coming up March 29th, 30th, 31st. And I'll be lecturing there on spirit communication. I'm also, Wendy and I are also making
Oh my gosh. Oh, there he is. Michael, welcome back. What's that? Oh, wow.
I've had that happen. Anyway, so the book is called Demon Seer. It's really just kind of like an autobiography with there's going to be a lot of information that hasn't been given before. And I'm doing it in conjunction with the other, with the other side.
Wow.
And they've been giving messages and telling me things that they want to have told in the book, as well as, of course, my autobiography type thing.
Awesome. Well, it sounds like it's going to be a good book, and I know that people will probably already do have a lot of questions. So how can people get in touch with you? How can people get in touch with you, Wendy, if they have any questions or just want to get in touch with you? June, let's start with you. How can people get in touch with you?
There's a couple of ways. You can go to mysticconnections.org or demonseer.com. Either one, they feed into each other. Okay. And then we have ghostsandgirlsparanormal.com.
Oh, okay. And then Wendy, same? Or how do people get in touch with you personally?
Well, there's that, and I'm also on Instagram under my name, Wendy Stanton. We also have an Instagram for Ghosts and Girls, and we also have Facebook. So there are many ways you can get a hold of us.
Awesome. And then one last question. I know we probably run out of time, but that's okay. I want to push this because I didn't get to you on this, and that was your experience with ghost adventures. When you were at the lighthouse, can you talk a little bit about how you felt while you were there?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, when I was at the lighthouse, there was an awful lot of EMFs. As soon as we walked in the door, I almost got sick. And I presumed at first, it's like, because they had a big junction box, and I asked the gentleman that was with us, can you open the door? There it was. So I figured I'd get better. And it was actually shown on the show where I sat down on the stairs, because it was still so strong, I had to sit down. And we kept going up, afterwards, and it was the lighthouse keeper who was he's very upset. And I have broken a promise in my heart, because I need to get back over there to help send him over, because he's had to listen to, you murdered your wife killed herself. Neither of those happened. The woman was out walking the dog, and a big, ginormous wind gust took her over.
Wow. So all these years, people have been blaming him for her death, basically.
Yes. And when you watch the show, I'm sitting there holding my neck, and I hadn't even realized it until, you were there, Aaron, with my daughter and I. Yeah. We were watching the show, and I was holding my neck while he was standing there just kind of squeezing it like, I'm right here. Right. He's not a bad guy, but he's like, somebody pay attention to me. And so they turned off the cameras. We all went outside, you're just doing the banner thing, talking and back and forth. And then Zach and I got pushed. And I don't know at what point the cameras went back on. I don't even know. But we got talking about the whole fact that this happened, and he wasn't happy.
Wow.
He wants to be done. And so hopefully we can get over there and finish this for this poor man, because it's not fair to him.
Right.
He's waiting to go. He needs to be done.
Right.
People holding on to a false sense of whatever, it needs to be done.
I
plus
agree.
You have the layers of centuries from our Native Americans and their different traditions, whether it's like, you got in trouble for doing this, you're going over the cliff, or we have smallpox and you're going over the cliff. There's just a lot of heaviness in the air over there.
Right.
There really is. but it's still an amazing place. And you'll feel it. It's almost like you can hear them in the trees talking to you.
Wow. It sounds like an amazing place. I haven't personally been there yet, but I'd love to go.
Which lighthouse is this?
And this is I can't remember the name of the lighthouse.
The North Head Lighthouse over on in Ilwaco.
Ilwaco, that's right.
Okay.
Now, I've been to Ilwaco, but I don't remember. I haven't been to the actual lighthouse, though.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, I loved that episode that you were in, and I thought you did fantastic. And you were just yourself, which you're amazing anyways, Wendy. And so, and you have a true gift. And so it was so. I was so proud of you. I mean, just showing your gift to the world was amazing, and to show it to those guys in true form was awesome. And they got to see that, which was really cool.
They accepted it, and I flat out told them, if I don't feel anything, I'm going to let you know I don't.
Right.
But I opened myself up. I had lost a very, very special woman to me a couple of days before who also believed in this. And it's like, okay, Donna, come with me. Let's go do this together. And it's like, it was really cool to get to do that, and have feelings. But I don't believe in telling you something I don't feel. If I don't feel it, I don't feel it.
And
I
you should.
Yes.
Right. Exactly.
No. Cool. So,
No, and you're true to yourself, and you're true to everyone else, and that's what I love about you. And so I think that's a remarkable trait to have. And so, no, it was beautiful. So I thought you did an excellent job. I told you then, and I'm telling you again. So, no, you did a great job.
I tried. I didn't want to. It was a very difficult point in time for so many of us. And it's like, to go over there, it was an honor, but at the same point in time, it was very difficult.
Yeah.
Like, I just had to do the very best I could. I mean, to me, I felt like I was taking our teams with me.
Right. Well, you did well.
I had to go first, man.
And I was so excited when you called me and told me. I was so pumped and so excited that you were doing this.
And I was terrified, and I was sad because out of, the three of us sitting here on this conversation, I have been involved the least. So for me, first, it's like, okay, you've got to hold the bar up there because you're representing them.
Yeah, well, you did good, and we were all behind you. We were definitely supporting you. So, and you did well. So we were all proud of you.
You kicked some keister there. I really do, because you had to deal with some pretty crappy stuff, and June got to see some really pretty stuff, and I dealt with the emotional stuff.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, well, it was ironic that so many of us on the team got to be on the 4-part miniseries, which was cool, and some of our friends were in other episodes, which was cool. So yeah, it was pretty cool to be a part of that 4-part miniseries.
I missed
James, you missed it, man.
Sorry.
There'll be another chance for
I DVR'd
others.
it though.
You DVR'd it. Well, that's important. So you did your part. So. So, well, I want to thank June and Wendy for being a part of our podcast this evening. And as always, it's always a pleasure to talk to these two. Love them dearly. And thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Paranormal Crossings Into the Unknown. I'm your host, Aaron Collins, with
James Mitchell,
and who barely says anything.
I will. You're telling me to shut the hell up.
James, I'll just shut up and let James just control the show. So I'll make him the host next time.
It's a work in progress, my friend.
It is. There you go. All right. Well, thank you all for tuning in, and we will look forward to you tuning in next time. Thank you, and have a wonderful evening. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.